Hello friends, welcome to Prismatis online class. In our today's class, we are going to look at question on the board. We are still on mathematical induction. The question says, prove that 7 raised to power n minus 2 raised to power n is divisible by 5 for all positive integer. Okay, for all positive integer n. Full stop. Okay, solution. Remember our first step, known as what? Base step. Now let us test for P of 1, that is n equal to 1. From the equation we have that 7 raised to power n minus 2 raised to power n, is it divisible by what? 5. Now let's go. When n equal to 1, what do we have? When n equal to 1, we have 7 raised to power 1 minus 2 raised to power what? 1 all over what? 5. Which will give us what? 7 minus what? 2. Is it divisible by 5? 7 minus 2 is the same thing as 5 over 5, which is what? 1. It is what? Divisible. We can now say hence P of 1 is true for all what? Positive integer n. Okay, now let's go to step 2. Okay, step 2, which is what? Inductive step. Now that is where let us test for P of what? K. That is when n equals to k. Okay, from the equation we have that 7 raised to power k, anywhere we see n, replace it with k, minus 2 raised to power what? K. Is it divisible by 5? Now we can translate this into be that 7 raised to power k minus 2 raised to power k is equal to 5m. 5m. Choose any alphabet of your choice. Somebody can say 5n, 5c, 5a, depending on the alphabet you choose. So 5m, where the m is an element of what? Positive integer. Positive integer for all positive integer. That is where the m. So this is divisible by this. So you can, let's make this one the subject of the formula. 7 raised to power k is equal to, if you allow this into cross the sign of quality, you are going to have 5m plus 2 raised to power what? K. You can call it equation star, whatever you want to call it. So you are hence, having done that, P of what? K is true. Now I hope you understand it. P of k is what? True. Okay, now let's go to case 3, which is what? Inductive hypothesis. Inductive hypothesis. Okay, now let us test for P of k plus 1, that is n equals to k plus 1. Okay, from here you can agree with me that this is 7. Let's substitute that, right? This is 7. Anywhere you see k, n, call it what? K plus 1 minus 2. Anywhere you see n, call it k plus 1. Okay, is it divisible? Is it divisible by what? By 5. Let's just call this. Pick any other alphabet you like. L. I pick L here, where My L is an element of what? Positive integer. Okay. Now, by a lot of indices, we can evaluate this like this. 7 raised to power 8 dot 7 raised to power 1 minus 2 raised to power what? K dot 2 raised to power what? 1. Is it divisible by 5? 5. Now, having done that, now let's look at here. Let's continue here. Okay. And from this place, I will substitute this 7k from the equation start. Anyway, I see 7 raised to power k, I'll substitute it. But this is, before I substitute this, I have to do this like this. This is like, always remember that multiplication of numbers are commutative. 2 times 3 is the same thing as what? 3 times 2. Multiplication of two numbers are what? Commutative. So I can turn this in upside down. Now, and always remember from lot of indices that anything raised to power of 1 remained that number. Okay. No. Okay. Now I can write this in as 7 into what? 7 raised to power k minus 2 into what? 2 raised to power k. Is it divisible by 5? Now let's go. What are we looking for? We want a situation whereby whatever thing we get here will be equal to this. So, and if it is equal, we are done with our proof. Did you get it right? Okay. Now let's go. Recall from equation star that 7 raised to power k is equal to what? 5m plus 2 raised to power what? K. Now we'll substitute it here, which is now 7 into what? 5m plus 2 raised to power k, close it, minus 2 into what? 2 raised to power what? K, close it. Is it divisible by 5? Okay. Now what do we do here? Expand. We expand this. We have it as 7 times this will give us what? 35m. 7 times this will give us, so it will give us a plus what? 2 raised to power k multiplied by what? 7. Close it. Minus 2 raised to power 1 multiplied by what? 2k. Close it. Okay. Now, let us look at this. You can agree with me here that there is something that they have in common here. What they have in common. Now let's look at this. From here to here, 7 times 35. 7 times 5 will give us 35m into this. Now, okay. What do we do here? We need to look at this place, this right hand side, do it in such a way that we are going to get what is inside here. Okay. Okay. They have things in common. Look at this. This place and this place have things in common. They have this one in common. They have this one in common. What will I do? We factor it out. We have that 35m plus, factor what they have in common. They have 2 raised to power k in common, which is now 7 minus what? 2. Close it. Okay. From this place, let me repeat it here. Okay, sorry. Let me repeat it here. We have 35. Okay, after multiplying 7 times 5, which is that 5m plus 2 raised to power k into what? 7. Close it. Minus 2 raised to power what? K into what? 2. Now, if you look at this, they have something in common. 2 raised to power k, 2 raised to power k. So we can factor 2 raised to power a out. Factor 2 raised to power what? K out. So what do we have here? 35m plus 2 raised to power what? K multiplied by 7 minus 2. Is it divisible by 5m? Okay, having done that, we have that 5m plus 2 raised to power what? K into what? This minus this will give us what? 5. Is it divisible by what? 5m. Now let's go. Looking at this, there's something they have in common. They have something in common. If we factor this in out, we have this one as 5 into bracket 7m plus 2 raised to power what? K. Close it. Is it divisible by what? 5. Okay. Finally, you can say let L equals to 7m plus 2 raised to power K. If L is equal to what? 7m plus 2 raised to power K, then we can now have then we can have 5 multiplied by L is equal to what? 5L. Proved. So it means hence P of K plus 1 is 2. Okay. Finally we can say therefore P of 1 comma P of K and P of K plus 1 are true for all positive integer n. So you can agree with me that this is divisible by this. If we divide this in by this, you will now have that L is equal to this. Finally, our L is equal to what? M raised to power what? 7m plus 2k, where this m comma L is an element of what? Positive integer. Thanks and God bless you. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Prismatis Online Class, and follow me on Facebook, the same Prismatis Online Class. Please like, share, and comment. Bye-bye.